Victoria Welton. This week I'm carrying out a great big oven ban, and that's thanks to Homespares, who have supplied me with a number of Severin products. Today I'm reviewing the Sous Vide. Now, I tried it out over the weekend just to make sure I knew how it all works. The only time I've seen these is on Masterchef. And I have to say I was really impressed. The taste and quality of the meat. We had quite a tough joint, and we cooked it in here for about 7 hours, so it's a bit like a slow cooker, but better because there's no mess, which I'll explain in a minute. But we cooked it for about 7 hours and the taste was really good. I've also used it for steak, and I have to say that was the best steak I think I've eaten ever, almost. And it works really, really well. It comes in two parts. You've got the Sous Vide, which is this implement here, which I'll show you closer in a minute. And then you've got the this thing here, which looks a bit like a laminator, and this actually is to seal, vacuum and seal the bags that you put the meat in, which I'll show you how it works. So this is the Sous Vide. You've got a panel on the front which gives you the on switch, and I'll show you how that works when I put some meat in shortly. Obviously the lid. You've also got a grill rack which is inside the Sous Vide, and this, which is the section that holds the water. So obviously this is the heating element. It's a bit like a slow cooker in a way. This is the heating element, and this is the part that holds the water. And then you've got on the back a detachable plug. So obviously if you wanted to wash it, and because it's a water element, you don't want to be getting electricity in amongst water. Not sensible. So I'm going to plug this back in. Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to top it up with warm water. They suggest you do that so it gets up to temperature quicker for the meat that you put in. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to top it up with water. You've got a line in here. You've got minimum and maximum, just to make sure you don't overfill it. Now, they do suggest you don't fill it all the way up to maximum until you've put the food in, because of course the water level is going to rise, and you can put more than one bag of food in. You can put a couple. I'm going to be doing that. So put the meat in, make sure the water is covering the meat, and then if you want to, you can top up the water once you put that in. Okay, so I've got a fairly recently boiled kettle here. It's warm, so you can touch it. So it's not too hot, so you don't want to put boiling water in here because it doesn't heat up that much anyway. And you just pour it in before you switch it on at the wall. So the other part to the Sous Vide is this element here. Now this is used for vacuum packing the meat that you're going to be putting into the water bath. Basically you've got switch here which sucks the air out of the bag, and then it will automatically seal it once it's done that. Now this can be quite tough to push down, so I'm going to show you how it works. You get a set of these bags. Now you have to keep them clean and dry at the top here, otherwise it won't seal the bag properly. It's a bit thicker than a sandwich bag, so that's how that works. Then you get the piece of meat, like so. I've got a nice juicy steak there. I'm going to put it in the bag, like so, and then you lift up this part. Now, as you can see, there's two plastic areas here which stick up out of the machine, and you've got to make sure that you place the bag in alignment with them, but just put it on the edge. Now, when you push this down, it's quite tough, but you've got to make sure that both ends click together to make sure you've got a completely sealed unit. So push that down, listen to that click, and then that click. Then you push the button here. That will suck all the air out of the bag. As you can see, it's vacuuming up. It will then automatically seal it, which it's doing now. And there you go. Now you click it open again on the edges, lift it up, and you've got a sealed piece of meat. There you go. You can see it's all vacuumed. So now that's ready to go into the Sous Vide. So I'm going to move that out of the way. I'm going to show you how this works. So there you go. Now, the Sous Vide does come with instructions to give you ideas of how long you need to be putting the meat in for. It's quite, in some ways it's different to a slow cooker, in others it's similar. So basically I'd suggest that you read the instruction manual just to make sure if you're following a specific recipe. So this bag goes inside the water. So you rest this on the top here. Once that's on, you switch it on with this button at the front, the red one, and it will bleep. You've got to hold it in for about 2 seconds. Then you need to adjust the temperature. So the temperature is here, it's the top left, and then you plus or minus it depending on what you want. Now I'm going to put this up to 65 because there's quite a lot of pieces of meat in here. So that should work. There you go. So you press the temperature button, 40 degrees. Then you increase it. If you hold your finger in, it will go up quite a lot, and quite quickly, as you can see. So it's up at 65 degrees C. Now I'm going to push the timer switch. Now I'm going to put this meat on for about 1.5 hours because there's quite a lot in there. So I press the timer button and I'm going to increase that. So I'm going to make it about 1 hour and 20 minutes because I did 1 hour last time, so it should be about right. There we go, 1 hour and 22. So now you're ready, you just push the start button. And there you go. So with 1 minute to go, when it counts down to 0, we'll hear a bleep. So now it's completed, what I'm going to do is take the lid off. Okay. And I've got a pair of tongs to get the items out of the water bath. First of all, I've cooked some asparagus in pesto. So I'll be opening that in a moment. Now I'm going to take out the steak. So there you go. Now, as you can see, it looks about right to me. So what I'm going to do, put those to one side, open the bag with some scissors. Now the great thing about this is that it keeps the juices in, and you can actually use the juices from the meat to make gravy, which is what I did at the weekend. It's not, I have to cut it down further. There we have it. Fork, and then you can see it better, otherwise the juice will be all over the plate. So there we go, one nicely cooked piece of steak. There you have it, a nice healthy sous vide cooked meal.